All right, thank you for joining us today, and in this video we are going to talk about limit of a rational function. So we saw from the previous video where we started with the idea of a limit, finding a limit of a polynomial function, and we said just do direct substitution or just plug in, and the idea of we need to know each function and how we are going to treat it when we are talking about limit. Let's jump right in. So now let's assume we are talking about a rational function, and let's assume that we have f of x which is equal to p of x divided by k of x. Then in this we are talking about a fraction. It's in the form of a fraction and we call it a rational function, right? And you remember the quotient rule when we are learning the properties of limit, where we need to think about the condition when we plug in the value and you are getting 0 at the denominator. That is the idea of finding limit of a rational function. So now let's look at the process. Now let's assume that I want to talk about limit as s is approaching a of p of x divided by k of x, right? Now when we do the limit using the property, then one thing that I need to do is, the first thing that I need to do is I do direct substitution, right? Or I will just do plug in, right? So that is the first thing that I need to do. I need to do direct substitution. So let's do the direct substitution and see what we are going to get. Now when I plug in the a here and the a here, I'm going to have p of a divided by p of k of a, provided k of a is not equal to 0. For example, let's look at this one. If I want to look at limit as s approaching 1 of x divided by 1 plus x plus 1, then let's go, I plug in when x is approaching 1, I'll have 1 divided by 1 plus 1, which is going to give us 1 divided by 2. So with a rational function, we can see that this is a rational function, but we can also do direct substitution. So whenever you see a rational function, the first thing that you need to do is do direct substitution. If it is worked, fine, it worked for you. But now let's look at the idea when the function is, when I plug in the a, I'm getting the denominator to be 0. Let's assume that here now I plug in the a and k of a is equal to 0, right? Let's look at what we are going to do. So that one is what is going to give us the next step. So the idea is that when I see a rational function, the first thing that I need to do is I just do direct substitution and find out if I'm going to get a result. If I'm not getting a result, that is when I'm getting the denominator to be 0. Then I have a work to do. What's the work that I need to do next? I need to simplify. So simplify, and when you simplify, then you do direct substitution again, which is very nice. So I simplify, then I do direct substitution, right? So for example, now we are looking at where the denominator is 0. So for example, we can look at this example here. Limit as s is approaching 1 of, let's say, x minus 1 divided by x squared minus 1, right? So the first thing that we need to do with this limit is for us to do direct substitution. So now let's do direct substitution and see what happens. Now we are going to assume x is equal to 1, so we are going to plug x is equal to 1 here, x is equal to 1 here. So I'm going to have 1 minus 1 divided by, but let's go to the top first. I'm getting the top to 0. Anytime I'm working with math and I'm getting the 0 on the top, I don't have problem, because 0 divided by a non-zero constant is 0. Something that is not 0, I'm dividing. So anytime I have 0 on the top, I don't have a problem. I only have a problem when I have 0 at the denominator, right? So now let's plug in the 1 here. I'll have 1 squared minus 1, and this is going to give us 1 minus 1, and guess what? The denominator 2 is going to be 0, which we have big issue here. We cannot use this, right? This math, we are going to call it indeterminate, right? So what we are going to do is since we've done the first step and it's not working out for us, we need to move to the second step. So what are we going to do? We need to simplify and what? Also do direct substitution and see if it works, right? So here you cannot conclude that the limit does not exist, which we will look at and when we are looking at the left and the right what limit. So now let's look at we trying to simplify the limit to see what will happen. So now I can write the limit as x is approaching 1. The top is the same, but I can write the denominator as what? Difference of two squares. So I'm going to have x minus 1, x plus 1 at the denominator, right? So this will help me to eliminate x minus 1 and x minus 1 here on the top, right? Now remember, I was able to eliminate this and this. Why? Because the x minus 1 is multiplying this. If x minus 1 is adding to this, I cannot cancel out. So I can only cancel this and this out when the function here is multiplying the function here, right? So this is going to leave us limit x is approaching 1 divided by x plus 1. And now, as we said, simplify, then what? Do direct substitution. So now let's do direct substitution and see what happens. We are going to have 1 divided by 1 plus 1, and we are going to have 1 divided by 2, which is very what? Nice. Which is very, very nice. So the idea is that anytime I see a rational function, first I do direct substitution. If it is working, fine, I'm done. But if it's not working, I don't just conclude. What I need to do is I need to what? Simplify and do direct substitution again. But let's look at this more interesting tier. Now let's assume that we do it again, right? We checked denominator is 0, we simplify, we do direct substitution again, and we are getting the denominator to be 0. Then what are we going to do? What are we going to do about this, right? So that is what we are looking at. We want to look at how we can eliminate the idea. So now let me take this example for you to see what I'm trying to say. So now let's assume that here, instead of limit x is approaching 1, I'm making it limit as x is approaching -1, right? And we can see direct that when I put -1 in, I'm going to have -1 minus 1 divided by -1 squared minus 1, which is going to be -2 divided by 1 minus 1, and I'm getting -2 divided by 0. So I don't want the denominator to be 0. So the direct substitution is not working out. Now, what should I do next? The next thing that I need to do is I need to simplify and do direct substitution. So let's go through to simplify and do direct substitution. Now, this is the same as limit x is approaching -1. As we did, we saw that this is the same as difference of two squares. So x minus 1, x plus 1, right? So now this will cancel this as I explained. So we are going to be left with limit x is approaching -1, 1 divided by x minus 1, x plus 1, right? Now let's do direct substitution as the process is telling us. Direct substitution after the simplification. So this is going to give us 1 divided by -1 plus 1, and this is 1 divided by 0 again. So you see that we have done the simplification aspect, and we've done direct substitution, and we are getting the denominator to be what? 0 again. So the question is now, what should you do? What is the next step? So the next step is, now that we've simplified and we are getting this function here, and still we are getting 0, then the next thing that we need to do is we need to talk about something called asymptote, right? We need to talk about something called asymptote. So the next thing that we need to do here is, when I simplify and do direct substitution, I'm getting 0 like this example, then I need to check the asymptote. So check asymptote, right? So I need to check the asymptote. Mostly we check the vertical asymptote, right? So what I need to do is I need to check the asymptote, like pick value when I'm approaching -1 from the left and approaching -1 from the right, which we are going to do in when we start left and one side and two-sided limit, which we are going to look at it, right? So that is the idea of, when I have a rational function, I need to check the vertical and then vertical asymptote to see if the limit exists. So that is the idea. And when we are doing the left one side and the two-sided limit, you understand it better. I will do some similar example here. So don't forget, with the rational function, do direct substitution. If you get 0 at the denominator, clean the solution, go back, simplify, and do direct substitution again. If it will work for you, fine. If it doesn't work, then we need to check what? Vertical asymptote. We need to check the asymptote. We need to check whether the limit exists. See you in the next video, because the next video we are going to combine when we have a rational function and a radical function.